Many people think you need to earn a six-figure salary or inherit money to become a millionaire. Well, the truth is that's not the case at all. In fact, 79% of millionaires didn't inherit their wealth, they built it from scratch. Whether you make $40,000 a year or even less, you can still become a millionaire. Let's look at some real-life examples. There's Theodore Johnson. He was a UPS worker and he never earned more than $14,000 a year. However, he made it a habit of saving and investing 20% of his income throughout his life. Over time, his investments in UPS stock and other financial instruments grew, and by the time he retired, he was able to amass $70 million. And then along with his wife, he started a charitable foundation for education and donated half of his fortune to it. Then there's Ronald Reed. He was a janitor and gas station attendant in Vermont. He would drive a secondhand Toyota and he would use safety pins to hold his coat together. But through smart spending and investing, he was able to build a fortune of $8 million. And then when he passed away in 2014, he surprised everyone by donating $6 million to his local library and hospital. This shows that you don't need a high-paying job to hit that seven-figure mark. I myself started with a $30,000 a year salary, and then I was able to become a millionaire by 30. I did jump jobs throughout my journey, and I got different side hustles, different investments, but that's why I'm going to talk to you guys about it today. I'll show you exactly how you can achieve millionaire status even on a low salary. So let's dive in. Number one, you want to focus on how much you can actually keep and invest. So building wealth isn't just about how much you make. It's about how much of your income you can keep and invest. Whether you earn $30,000 a year or $100,000 a year, the real key is make sure that after covering your living expenses, you have enough left over to invest regularly. That's what will set you on the path to becoming a millionaire. So let's look at these examples. Assuming a 10% annual return, if a 20-year-old manages to invest just $150 a month, by the time they retire at age 65, that small amount's gonna grow to $1.3 million. Now let's look at a 30-year-old who's able to invest $400 a month. By the time they reach 65, they'll have accumulated around $1.3 million as well, though they're putting in more than double than the 20-year-old did. Now, if you're 45 and you start investing $2,000 a month, you'll end up with a similar $1.37 million by age 65. They're putting in more money, but they started later. So the earlier you begin, the less you need to invest monthly to reach millionaire status. Starting later means you'll need to invest much more each month to achieve similar results. This shows that the secret to building wealth is really to keep being consistent with it. You gotta invest early and consistently, and it's not just about how much you can invest, it's also about how long your money has time to grow. And to make this happen, you need to balance those two key factors of your expenses and your income. Basically, that's why you should keep trying to lower your expenses and increase your income so you have more that you can invest. Which leads me to my next point. Number two, you want to split your income wisely. Now, what does that mean? One of the biggest reasons people fail to build wealth is that they don't allocate their income properly. Even people making six figures can find themselves living paycheck to paycheck if they're not careful. Here's a simple 50-30-20 rule to follow. 50% of your income should go towards essentials like housing, bills, groceries, healthcare. 30% should go towards your wants, things like dining out, entertainment, hobbies. This is the category most people overspend on, so be mindful of this. And then 20% should be invested. This 20% isn't for buying a new phone, it's for things like debt paydown and emergency funds, or buying assets that grow in value or generate passive income like stocks, real estate, or even developing new skills. If you're serious about building wealth, you gotta stick to this formula, and if you can, beat the formula by putting more into your investments. So try to reduce your needs and wants so you have more in your investments. And when I say reduce your needs, you're probably like, how is that even possible? Well, we've done things like house hack, we've moved to a different home, Airbnb'd out our primary home, and we just kept accumulating assets rather than trying to upgrade our lifestyle to a bigger, fancier home. We use the money to buy more rental properties that make money for us. And we actually downsized from a more expensive home to a less expensive home. So there are ways you can reduce your needs, not just your wants. If you're serious about it, see how you can increase that 20% to a higher number for your savings and investments. Number three, you want to cut unnecessary expenses like I mentioned. The first part of creating positive cash flow is getting a handle on your expenses, and this might not sound exciting, but it's essential if you want to build wealth. Most people are surprised when they see just how much money they're wasting each month on things they don't even need. One of the easiest way to do this is by tracking your spending. So you can use a money tracking app like Empower that tracks your net worth your spending, your income to see exactly where your money is going. I'm gonna link it in the description below. You're likely gonna be shocked by how much is spent on small, unnecessary things like subscriptions, takeout, or impulse purchases. Cancel any subscriptions you don't use. Even if it's only $10 or $15 a month, cutting just $30 a month can free up hundreds of dollars that you could be saving or investing instead. I hate seeing recurring monthly expenses, so this is something I'm constantly checking to see if we can reduce our monthly liabilities. Another big killer of wealth is high interest debt, especially credit card debt. Credit cards often charge interest rates of 20% or more, which is way higher than what you can expect to earn from investing. So if you have credit card debt, you have to make it a priority to pay it off as soon as possible. I'd start with building an emergency fund first so that you don't get into more debt in case something happens, while simultaneously paying off your high interest debt if possible. You could do a hybrid approach like that, or start with a fund and then high interest debt. Now here's why. Imagine if someone told you that you could get a guaranteed return of 20% per year on investment. Well, you'd want to do that, right? That's basically what you're doing when you pay off high interest credit card debt. Every dollar you pay off is like earning a 20% return because you're no longer putting that money to interest payments. Once your debt's under control, start using credit cards to your advantage. Pay off your balance in full every month to avoid interest, and then you're improving your credit score. You're taking advantage of rewards like cash back or points for free flights. By cutting unnecessary expenses and tackling high interest debt, you can free up more money to invest and grow your wealth. Now the next step is to make sure you don't stop investing. As I mentioned in the previous point, the earlier you start, the better, because compound interest works best over long periods of time. And you have to start now, even if you can only afford to invest a small amount, because over time you're gonna be able to increase your contribution. And that's where the magic of compounding really kicks in. A lot of people try to time the market and sell off when they think things are up, but most of these people lose or can't beat the returns of a long-term index fund, for example. So leave it in a long-term index fund like VTSAX, or an ETF that tracks the market like SPY that tracks the S&P 500, or QQQ that tracks the NASDAQ 100. Then you won't have to worry about when to buy or when to sell. Just do a recurring weekly or monthly investment. As an example, as of September 2024, in the previous 30 years, SPY had a 10.73% compound annual interest. If you can invest through tax-advantaged accounts like a Roth IRA, that's even better, as these accounts allow your money to grow tax-free, which can significantly boost your returns over time. One of the best ways to accelerate your path to millionaire status is by building multiple income streams. And this can be done through starting a side hustle or freelancing in your spare time. And why should you consider a side hustle? Because it allows you to earn extra income without relying solely on your full-time job. This extra income can be invested back into your business or into your index funds and supercharge your wealth building efforts. So let's say you start a side hustle and earn an additional $1,000 per month. If you invest that extra income with a 7% return, it could grow to over $1 million in just 28 years. The more you earn and invest, the faster you'll reach your financial goals. If you're wondering what kind of side hustle you want to start, definitely check out my channel. I have a ton of side hustle videos, but you should think about your own skills and how you can offer value to others. So for example, if you work in marketing, you could possibly offer freelance services to small businesses that need help growing their customer base. Or you can market your own products or do affiliate marketing. If you're good at graphic design, you can sell on Etsy, which I have a tutorial as well, and on Merch on Demand, which I have another tutorial as well. So go ahead and check those out on my channel. One thing to keep in mind, don't try to just trade your time for money. See how you can charge for results, or try to build passive income. For example, if you are selling shirts or selling digital products, you don't have to be there actively to make those products. You've already made those products, and if people buy it, you make money. Also, in terms of that marketing example, if you help a business increase its sales through your marketing efforts, you could ask for a percentage of the revenue generated instead of just by hourly charge. And that way your income is tied to the value you provide, and your earning potential becomes more unlimited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on how you can become a millionaire on a low salary. I essentially started with a low salary as well, and I was able to become a millionaire by 30. And then I was able to achieve financial independence by 31. Granted, I did jump jobs like I mentioned before, but that's all part of the equation of increasing your income, spending less so you have more to invest. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments below which point resonated with you. Subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified of my latest videos. I'll see you guys in the next one.